welcome to Cackling in the Void.
I'm Kaylee.
I'm Ashley.
And let's see if the void echoes back today.
We're two best friends diving deeper into the void, talking about Pride Month. Happy Pride, everybody!
Yeah,
but it is the
Pride.
Void of Nothingness episode.
Welcome to our Void of Nothingness. Happy Pride, everybody. We are officially in June, so...
Woo-hoo. I can't believe it's already June, though.
I know, crazy.
I feel like it
so
was
crazy.
just January.
I know, right?
Like, how are we already
so
in
many
June?
milestones, so many things that we've done.
My horse's birthday was the other week, because it was like Sunday, actually. He's now 3 years old.
Wow.
He's so old now.
He's so old. He's so old.
So old. He's also ginormous, and I love him.
Yeah, he is. He's huge.
He is, but that's okay. He's only 3, and he grows into like 7.
No, he's supposed to be big.
Fine.
I
wanted a big horse. Yeah. This is what I wanted in life.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, he was supposed to be big. If he wasn't big, I'd be a little concerned.
Yeah, I'd be like, why are we not growing?
Yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah, I would openly be like, okay, that's odd.
Yeah. But happy Pride, everybody.
Yes, happy Pride.
I hope that you guys all have the best Pride month and the best year, because Pride is all year round. But
honestly, yeah, I was like, just like Halloween. It's all year
I agree.
Round. But yeah, I was like, Pride is all year round for 95% of us. I was like, sorry, yes. I shouldn't say that it's like a big percentage, but in my head, everybody is basically like, I was like, in my head, everybody is like gay or queer until otherwise stated.
Yes.
And I know, you know what? I do actually find that mentality to be like quite common within like the queer community, within like, the gay community, like in like queer communities. Like I find that like to be more common of a mindset than not.
Yeah.
Where like, if we're like talking about like media or the how do I say that? The straight people? I don't know. Like the straight
like
culture.
People that are straight? Yeah, I don't
know. Yeah, I was like, like people just like normally assume that everybody is straight until otherwise stated. But me, I'm like, no, everybody's kind of gay until otherwise stated.
Yes.
Like, if you don't tell me, unless you like state it, I'm gonna assume that you're kind of gay.
Yeah.
Just especially if you're hanging out with me. Yeah, if you're hanging out with me, I kind of assume that you're a little gay.
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
But
if you're hanging out with both of us like together, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, or like a really fierce ally. Like, that's it. You can't be anything else.
Yeah, no, you really can't.
Yeah.
Because we're also not, like, quiet.
No.
Like.
No. No.
I feel like it's super obvious if you spent, like, 2 minutes with us.
I just think I don't even think that you have to spend time with me to know. I think you just look at a picture and you probably know.
That's fair. That's fair.
I do feel like, one of my friends, she was talking to me about this because she is a bisexual woman and she is more like femme presenting. And she was like, yeah, like sometimes I like wish that I looked more visibly queer or more like that people knew that I was like gay. And I was like, I feel like they can tell. Like but also it's like
quite obvious.
And maybe that's me because I know her and I know like who she is and like how she identifies, that I'm like, no, I can tell that you're gay even if you're femme like presenting.
Yeah.
But it's also like it's very unfortunate, but like, a lot of femme presenting people do struggle with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like, something that is like, it's really interesting when we talk about our community and we talk about certain people feel less visible in certain ways when specifically talking about gender normative, like gender norms and things like that. Because even, we see this on like the flip side where extremely masculine men who are gay openly are like, yeah, sometimes it's weird when people don't realize that I'm fucking gay. And it's like and they openly are like, well, it's the way
the
that I dress, it's the way that I sound, it's like the way that I like
and it's I know that
present.
I actually talked about this in my whatever class, my intercultural communications class, which is a very interesting class. And if you guys are interested in any sort of like anything like that, like it was like it's probably one of my favorite classes I've ever taken because you just learn so much. It's just the entire class it was a 3-hour class once a week. The entire class is literally you just having conversations with your classmates. And me, I love talking, so it was phenomenal.
It's like one of those things where it's like the wonderful class, you could take the class, or you could be like me and just have somebody else that is taking it and then basically have all of their class discussions with them
you
after
were technically
class.
a part of the class for like 2 hours.
I wasn't physically there, but I was a part of it virtually.
Yes, she was. And but it was super interesting because we, in that class you're talking about culture and different cultures and like how communication works within cultures across cultures and things like that. And we did talk about how it's like we did use like the LGBTQ as the example where it's everybody like when you think of like a gay person, like there is like a very stereotypical like image that kind of comes to your head and that's just kind of created from like societal norms that have been like created around us where it's like societal. You get very stereotypical looks in your head or like people do where it's if it's not like that it's like, oh, like are you sure, like are you positive, because it's like you're not acting the way that I thought you would, where it's like, hey, no, like you don't need to act a certain way to be gay, to be bi, to be pan, to be ace. Like you don't need to be acting a certain way for any of that. Like it's you're just a person. You
don't need to act. You don't need to dress a certain way. Like if that's who you are, then just fucking be you. And it is, I like recognize. Like obviously, I recognize it's hard not to feel seen. It's not a fun feeling, but you will find your community that will see you and recognize you, and sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it's hard, but like they're out there. It's hard.
Takes a while sometimes. Sometimes you find it right away, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it takes and leaves people. Like it really depends. Kind of like with everything, people come and go throughout your life. Some people stay forever, some people go, they come back. It's just how life works.
That's just like how life works, and it's just the idea of being open and free and being also like open to finding that community. But the as we go into this month celebrating our lovely, big, beautiful, bold community, we just like want to say like certain like history facts because we
got nosy and did a deep dive.
Listen, we are not doing a deep dive, because if we were doing a deep dive of everything that
no, you and I did a deep dive. We're giving you guys like a quick really quick summary.
Me
that
and
we
Ashley
found.
did a deep dive, but we are doing just a small tidbit for you guys because we could have probably talked about this for 8,000 years
ever. And then but we thought it would also be fun. Stay tuned for doing like tales from Reddit in the void. So we found some LGBTQ ones that we thought would be a fun way to kind of celebrate our month. So we'll see how those go. Because some of the ones that we found, I was like, oh.
I do.
So, Taylor, do you want to start with the history that we found fun and interesting?
So specifically within the U.S., the first Pride marches. So we're just specifically talking about the Pride marches. Were 1 year after the Stonewall riots, which is a very tragic like point in gay history. And really set off the idea of having pride and the idea of being seen and being unafraid to be seen because of the very like tragic. Oh, okay. I was like,
I have it pulled up. So
I love that. I was like the very like tragic occurrence and brutalization of people.
Yeah. So the Stonewall riots, they can also be known as the Stonewall Uprising, Stonewall Rebellion, the Stonewall Revolution. That was a mouthful. They were a series of spontaneous riots and demonstrations that were against a police raid that took place in the early mornings on June 28th, 1969, at the Stonewall Inn, which was in in Greenwich Village neighborhood in Lower Manhattan in New York City. And they were not the first time American LGBTQ people fought back, but it was it was very, very substantial because it was the first time people, it was the beginning of the gay rights movements that we kind of know now. And that kind of, it really kickstarted it around the world. And it was very big. It was a huge thing. And they, because jumping way, way back to 100 years ago, in the 1920s, we actually witnessed people, be more okay with and I'm speaking primarily of the United States, because
we're not talking internationally. We are
this is the United States
for our region that we know.
And it's actually interesting because if you go back to the 1920s, you actually see it was a new era, and there was a social acceptance of the minorities and of people a part of the LGBTQ, at least in heavily urbanized areas. And there were films where there were many films actually of the decade that openly made references to homosexuality, and there was a new social acceptance of it, and this level of acceptance was not seen again until the 1970s. Up until the 30s, gay clubs are openly operated, and they were the openly gay actors, and they were they had box office success and everything like that. But then in the 1930s, by early 1930s, by up to 1935, so it was starting, but then by 1935 it became a very conservative country again. And Victorian values and morals were rightly actually ridiculed in the 1920s became the norm and fashionable again, and it was really hard, and they were forced to hide to escape ridicule and imprisonment. They were being imprisoned. And many police actually arrested them by going to by dressing up as a young undercover cop and taking them. And then World War II happens, and then obviously not treated well during World War II. I lost my spot in the note thing. I love that for me. So sorry.
And then we progressively got more and more conservative, which is why the Stonewall riots were so important, because this was the time when, there was open rioting, open protesting about police brutality. Bless you. Against our community, because it has gotten just the was and first of all, it should have never even happened, number one, but it had gotten so bad that it turned into the idea of us really having to hide,
and then that's really where you having
to be it being illegal, you know, things like that. And
in the 1940s is when you start seeing what was called the Lavender Scare, which was an early example of why is this word so big? I don't know. Hold on. Why is it so big?
I'm not looking at what she's looking at, so I can't even help her. Institutionalized. God, I love dyslexia. It's so hot.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you think so. Homophobia, which was resulting in a moral panic over the employment of homosexualities in government, particularly in the State Department. And the idea of this panic was that homosexuality was particularly vulnerable to communist blackmail, and so they were a security risk, because way back here it's when communism and communist ideas was really starting to get bigger and bigger. Am I wrong?
I'm so sorry. I don't mean to laugh at. I mean, I don't mean to laugh at you. I'm just laughing at you.
And like they were also accused of like lacking moral fiber and emotional stability. And then you skip forward, like this is all happening. Then you skip forward to the Stonewall riots, which was once again June 28th, 1969.
Yeah.
And that was the starting point of modern gay, like the modern gay movement that we know of today.
Yes.
And that's when the police came in and everything. If we go to the 80s, this is actually when the emergence, like at least history marks it as the emergence of the like HIV and like when the big outbreak happened in the 80s.
When the epidemic happened.
Yep. And it simultaneously, like the 80s, like it was getting a little bit more comfortable with things and everything like that. But then also it renewed a conservative movement, which spawned new anti-gay movement in the United States that was helped by the religious right, evangelicals in particular.
Wow, that's fucking... Sorry. I'm so sorry.
But the latter part of the decade, the general public started to show more sympathy and even tolerance for gays, as the toll of AIDS resulted in continuous death, and they continue to rise, including heterosexuals as well. And like because cultural icons and everything like that died from the condition. And then they testified. Go ahead.
Keep going.
Okay. They, as it kept going, like now we're kind of getting into like the 90s, and but also despite the more conservative period, life in general for the gays and lesbians was considerably better in contrast to the pre-Stonewall era.
Absolutely,
like the latter half of the 80s for sure. And then the decriminalization of homosexuality in the United States started in 1961, actually. Yes. And but it wasn't until, so it's actually really interesting because if you go back into the 1889, American Samoa was the first one to say, hey, no, we don't need to like murder people for this. And then it wasn't until 1961, Illinois was the first one to say, this is dumb. Why are we doing this? And then it wasn't again until after the Stonewall riots in 1969 that Connecticut just cleared it. And then as it kind of goes, and you got like Colorado, Oregon a couple years later, Hawaii, Delaware, North Dakota. North Dakota. Thank you. And like, and it kind of keeps going. And then the last ones, that was kind of going out throughout the 90s. And then, really interesting. In the 2000s, New York was one of the last ones to decriminalize it. And then
to decriminalize just the idea of being gay, not necessarily gay marriage.
Yes. Yeah. The last ones to like decriminalize the idea was the United States Armed Forces in 2011.
Yeah, fucking gay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't feel like.
Yeah. And in 2012, so in public schools, for the first time, American school districts celebrated LGBTQ History Month and everything like that. And then obviously like the like including transgender Americans at this point as well. And we love that because everybody deserves to be heard. And
so the marches happened a year after the Stonewall riots in 1970, and the first cities to do it was New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. So I think that's like just really cool to see. And like, you know, those cities still have quite a very large Pride March still to this day that they celebrate. And then International Pride Day is celebrated on June 28th to commemorate the anniversary of the Stonewall riots. So that is just like something that I think is really impactful for everybody to know, is that like these riots weren't just like obviously really big for people within like the United States, but this was a day that was really large for the entire world within this community. And to the point huge. Where the fact that the International Pride Day is specifically held then. Obviously, there are pride celebrations throughout the year and things like that. June is just the typical year, like the typical month that a lot of states, at least here within the United States, do it because of the fucking weather, probably.
So valid, though.
Like the weather, as well as, you know, the actual commemoration day of the 28th.
Yep.
So I think that is just like something really important to know. But thank you guys for tuning in to our little like brief history lesson.
Maybe we could have some more fun facts for you next week. So stay tuned, because I think it's actually fun to kind of look at stuff like that. This is what I'm studying, kind of. So
yeah, I think it's like a really interesting. I also think that like I was like,
it's important to know. I think I was like, everybody should know history of things. So
yeah, I was like, next episode maybe we'll do like a little like, I don't know, history about pride flags or something.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Which is, there's so many flags now. There's
so many flags. How long did we take staring at the flags?
But
I think like
there are some flags where I'm like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know that you guys had a flag. I was like,
we're like, oh, hold on, let's do some research so we know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I'm glad that we know.
Yeah, it's also one of those things where it's like it is fun to know. It is fun to know history. It's fun to like learn about these things that aren't necessarily like very large within our educational system. Mm-hmm. And or number one, they weren't very large in the educational system when I was growing up, but also could just be because I was raised in a very conservative homeschooled family. So like could be that for me. Yeah. I know, like, the
and
personal
I grew
experience
up going
of being
to
homeschooled.
A Christian high school and middle school and stuff throughout my life. Yeah.
So it is like, it is.
I actually just did a paper on this in class.
Really interesting. It was also really interesting to like recognize and talk about the that there are a lot of people that come from a lot of different backgrounds and a lot of different religions and a lot of different places, and like they hold like different values that are a part of our community that should be recognized, that like, you know, your experience is valid, you know, things like that.
But it is actually interesting because I literally just did a paper on how you helped me with it. Or at least you were like my wall to talk to. That about.
I feel like I'm actually a lot of people's wall to talk to.
I mean, you're always on the phone, so who else am I going to talk to?
You're right. You're not wrong about that one, yeah.
But I had to do a paper on how the education system and how it is different for like different things, and how socioeconomically how it like changes. So like if you go to a private school, how is that different than public school? How is public school different than homeschooling? How is homeschooling different than and like charter schools and all of these things? And I'm like, how interesting. So I actually did a paper on that, and it was like 3 paragraphs, tiny little paper, but it was interesting. I was like, yeah, like as somebody that went to a Christian school, that there wasn't much diversity there.
Yeah.
Now I think there was a lot more diversity there than there would be in a different state.
That I agree with.
Because I did move away from California, but I was very lucky to grow up where I did. There were so many fun things to do. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong.
You know, you're not wrong. It's just the way that you said that.
You're like, you okay?
No, the way that you like said that, because it's like California is like a melting pot.
It is.
We have a lot. Depending on where you are in California is depending on how big that the pool of diversity is, like how big your like diverse range is and things like that.
Yeah. So we were very lucky to grow up where we did.
Yes.
Very all of the fun things to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I know for a fact I'm a California girl because I love the beach. I'm
really excited to go to I know we've already talked about this on the podcast too, but I'm excited to come and visit and go to the beach again, which I'm like, I think I'm getting more excited about the fact. I think I'm getting more excited about the fact that I'm going to the beach because I'm getting more excited at the fact that I'm excited to go to the beach. Like it's like this kind of like this loop. I'm like, oh my God, I'm excited to go. And then it's oh my God, I'm excited that I'm excited to go.
Yeah, because I am.
I just
I'm also excited.
I'm always like, oh my God.
It's like one of those things where it's like the
And
the beach has helped me through so many things.
And I know my dog is gonna
love it. Yeah,
love
she's
it.
gonna love it.
Because she loves sand and water. And that dog's gonna be so dirty, Kaylee.
That's how I know that she's
a lot
not
of towels down
character.
because my grandma might murder me.
Well, we would wash her. We're not just gonna take her. We're gonna like take her immediately to like a bath place, and then you're gonna bathe her, and you're gonna like
you're gonna have to help
her
me
off.
because I don't know if I can be near wet dog.
Oh,
that's the issue. Yes, there's one little bump in the road. Take her to Dad's house.
We're gonna find a groomer for that day and just take her to get a bath.
Me, go get a bath. Go be pretty.
Yeah, go be pretty. Go have fun.
Yeah,
but you know, anyway, back on topic.
Yes, back on topic. Are you ready to do some Tales of Reddit in the Void?
You have a question.
I do have a question.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You do have a question, and it you know, controversial.
And it was kind of based on do you think that, because there are so many flags, like the one that and labels and everything like that, and it's, we literally just spent probably 30 to 45 minutes just looking up and like what they meant and like all these different flags and everything like that. And it was do you think that too many labels is a problem in the sense of it's gonna, like, it's dividing us more, in quotes, dividing us more. Is that inherently a bad thing or a good thing? We both have the same thoughts on this, but
yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I mean, I know it's like one of those things where it's like me and Ashley do have very similar views in a lot of things.
It's almost like we're friends. Shocking.
What? Crazy. That's crazy. But it's one of those things where it's like I think that labels are important to recognize our differences, as well as, once again, I'm gonna state, like, I feel like a lot of people find a lot of peace and solace in the idea of like knowing who they are and like quote unquote what they are.
Yeah.
Like in broader terms, and like a lot of people feel comfort in knowing that there's like that they are secure, but then also on the flip side, it is like the idea of, I do think that also comes from the societal standpoint of labeling yourself in a way that is more like socially digestible, which is why I think a lot of times like people do find like labels important.
Yeah.
But I also think that labels are important to identify differences, and they're not supposed to be used to divide us. And there is
and I think
a difference
also
in that.
My social work brain is going
I mean, it should. It should.
You're like, yeah, that's what you're going into, Ashley. That's what should be happening.
It should be. We should be like tracking that cognitive thought. Yes,
yeah. So it's interesting because there are all these terms, and I know that you and I have an example to use that is related. It's just an example, but
I love that.
There are a lot of terms that are used and have a negative connotation to it that really shouldn't. And so I know that you and I have talked very heavily about this, where it's confrontation has a negative connotation to it, when it really doesn't have to. But
yeah, me and Ashley have had a lot of conversations about it.
Where it's
very much
like, first you do. There's just such like and it's because confrontation can be scary. It can be a negative thing
for sure,
but also
absolutely
it can be a positive thing. Like, it's, hey, I really didn't appreciate that, and you go, great, and we go, awesome, we move on.
Yeah, the like, confrontation does not have to be negative. It can just be you stating your boundaries or confusions about a situation and asking simply for clarification and or understanding.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be heated. It doesn't have to be an argument.
Yeah, because I feel like we, as like a society, kind of see that as confrontation means that you're in a fight. You're arguing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have something insanely wrong, and it's going to lead into like this big breakup between friends, a couple, anything like that, where it's like, no, it really doesn't need to, you guys. I promise you, it's okay. But it's also completely understandable that it's a lot, because it can be a lot depending on what you've gone through in your past, what the situation at hand is. There are some confrontations that are a lot fucking harder than other confrontations. Yes. Like everything. Yeah. Long-winded way to say the word divide has such a negative connotation because of how it has been used in the past and how we see it in the past, not just in our country, but with our country, with every country, and like how everything, and even if you kind of do it on like a smaller scale, how like dividing, I like this type of Skittle, you like this type of Skittle, how dare you? Like, technically, like, you know what I mean? Like, very low-key situation, but it's used as like a negative thing where it's like, hey, let's say, once again, we have a bag of Skittles, and there's tons of different colors, and it's you like green, and I like yellow. Is there a yellow Skittle?
Yes.
Great. I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I don't eat a lot of Skittles, but I'm going to say yes. Yes.
I think there is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because there's a lemon and there's a lime.
Yeah.
At least that's what I thought the green one
I thought that was grape.
The green one is...
grape.
No, grape is the purple.
Yeah, I know. For some reason, I feel like you like grape.
Is it apple or is it lime?
I don't know.
I'm okay with either.
You should look this up.
It's okay. I love green Skittles.
Awesome. She loves green Skittles. I love yellow Skittles, I guess.
Ew, I hate yellow Skittles. They're the worst.
But it's also like, using this as the example, you like those. It's like, hey, I don't like the green ones. You want my green ones. Can I have your yellow ones?
Yeah.
It's technically,
Very,
we're divided
easy.
on the situation, but it's, no, we're coming together because I want your Skittles. Give me my Skittles and I'll give you my Skittles. Like,
exactly.
It can be that easy. So it's having these labels that are back to the LGBTQ plus community and everything like that. Having these labels can help someone identify who they are and help someone like come to like understand what's going through in their head, because it's our society doesn't talk about it in that way, where it's, you can have like a group of friends and like people talk about it in that way, like, hey, like this, but it's a very like, you're kind of thinking about it in your own head, and it's a very like internal conversation that you're constantly having in your head about it. That's not something society and like a societal norm that is being talked about, which should change. Different topic. But all the labels are going to help people understand what is going on in them, what they're feeling, what they, like, why do they feel this certain way? Like, oh, like, I don't 100% feel like a woman. Where do I land here? But I don't feel like a man, but I don't feel like, you know, so there's so many different things. Oh, I like women, but I also like men, but I also like non-binary people and everybody. What's happening? But I have a preference. So, like, there's so many different labels. There's so many different labels out there that will help people understand what's going through in their head.
Yeah.
And also, people have the ability to go, oh, this is how I'm feeling. That makes so much more sense. Now I know, but I don't want to use labels for myself.
Absolutely.
Also completely fine.
That's also very valid.
Fine. But it's there for the knowledge of people to help understand themselves.
Exactly.
Also, it's there for society to help understand you better, because society needs a easy, digestible way for...
there it is.
Yeah. Society needs an easy, digestible way to be okay with something that is new, in quotes. Different in quotes.
That they don't understand.
That they don't understand. Because society, at least here in the US, is very much a man, woman, you have children. But it doesn't need to be. Like, so family can look like so many different things. It could be best friends living together. It could be a man and a woman. It could be a woman and a woman. It could be a man and a man.
It could be a person and a person.
It could be a person and a person.
And a gendered
a trans person. Like, there's so many different ways that, because we're herd animals. We need people.
Yeah, we do.
And it doesn't matter the gender, the sexual orientation, anything to make a family.
I agree.
You just need people in your circle that care for you, love you, and treat you with your respect and respect your boundaries.
Yes.
And that's what a family is. It doesn't.
Yeah. Yes, Ashley, go off. Yes. Thank you for allowing me to be in your TED Talk, Ashley.
Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a part of my inner circle that supports and loves me all of the time.
Fucking gay.
You're so gay. But Kaylee is lovely, and she is a perfect human being who I'm very lucky to have in my little inner circle, because
Ashley
she is truly the bestest of friends.
Stop. I was like, stop, Ashley. I'm getting really emotional right now, and I'm not okay. Because I am once again, I feel like I've stated it many times, but I'm so truly grateful and like honored and very blessed for Ashley to be in my life, and like to have the friends that I have, and to have the community that I have built for myself around me, and then to not only be like to have that like firm community, but to have that firm community to the point where now, regardless of the situation I'm in, I can still feel calm, safe, and comfortable in my own skin to go and meet new people and expand that community and challenge myself to do new things and to do different things, because I know I can always come back and people like will support me, and I will always be like truly grateful for that.
Yeah. And it takes like so long to like, at least for me, like it took, and it's for everybody, because you, like I said, you have people that come and go in your life and stuff, and like situations happen. You have people like, and like also I feel like it's not talked about nearly as much. This is a whole nother rant that I can't go on right now, but how like hard a friendship breakup is. I feel like society really like
wrecks you.
Oh my God. Like I've had major friend breakups in my life. Everybody's had major friend breakups. I've had major friend breakups in my life.
I don't know.
You're right. What I went through maybe is not 100% normal.
Like, well, like it's I don't know if people have, like, if all people have had major friend breakups. I know that people have had like friend breakups, like where they're just not friends, where like they still
and like sometimes like friend, you just like kind of stop talking. Like it's they're like where they kind of fade away. But I mean, like I have a couple friends. I have like that I did go through pretty big friend breakups with, and like one of them in particular wrecked me. Like it was awful, and like I still think about her sometimes. Like and I hope that she's doing well, and that
and it's one of those things where it's like the things like that does take time, but it's also like the idea of damn, sometimes growing pains fucking hurt. Yeah.
And it's always like everyone's like, oh, like, well, if that didn't happen, you wouldn't be who you are today. And I'm like, well, shut up, I know. But that's not always the best thing to say to somebody, but it's anyway.
I think it's a very interesting theory, because sometimes I think that yes, in a certain way, but I don't know if my values as a person would have changed. I think I would have still held, because it's also the like same thinking back to all of the situations. I think I would always like I think that I would like my core values would never change regardless of the circumstance, I think.
For sure. And it's like thinking back to like these friend breakups that I went through, like my core values stayed the same the entire time. Absolutely, me as a person, like the core of me stayed the same the entire time. My defenses went up more. Yeah. And now I'm more socially and like emotionally aware of what I do not want in a person as a friend. Yes. I am more socially aware of like, hey, I like this. Like, this is the type of friend I want versus this. And I know more of the warning signs where I'm like, okay, this is, and like, maybe that type of friend works for somebody. And that's amazing. I love that for that person. It just doesn't work for me. We're going to clash.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so make those situations, like you said, they're growing pains, because you're learning yourself, you're learning society around you and what you want in your inner circle, but it fucking sucks. And society does not talk about how awful a friend breakup feels. Yeah,
how just fucking shitty. It's just really fucking shitty.
It really, and it hurt, because it's also like, if something ever happened between us, I would be like devastated. I don't think I would be able to get out of bed.
How dare you say that, Ashley? Me immediately offended. I immediately got so offended that you thought that something could happen.
I mean, I don't think anything could happen, but that's my point. Like, I can't even get the like thought of something happening, which is where I'm like you know what I mean? Like, I can't think of a situation where you and I wouldn't be able to talk it through. Yeah. And like talk about it. Ooh, you thought of one.
I think, like, here's the thing is, like, I think there could be situations where we could talk about it, but so heavily disagree that we would have to walk away.
You think so?
And I think that it would only be centered around, and this is how psycho it sounds, it could only be centered around a death of an animal or a death of a loved one. And that is specifically the only thing that I think that like I think it's me. I was like specifically a death of an animal. I think we would have a larger thing.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna be a wreck when my dog dies.
But also, it's like the idea of like the but I kind of agree with you, because it's like even then I do think that we would still have conversations about it.
Yeah,
and we'd have multiple conversations about it.
But I also know that, let's say, like, you know, when our dogs like inevitably do pass away, saddest thought ever. I feel like we know how to support each other through that, and we know that, because like also like with grief, like you do kind of tend to kind of get into yourself, not like to people in general, like you kind of do, like you're like, I'm hurting, and when you're hurting you close off. That's what people do, because they don't want to get hurt more when they're very in a vulnerable spot. And it's I think you and I know each other so well, and we know how, like, you know, we work, where it's hey, I can sense like you're pulling away, and I understand completely. You are going through something absolutely terrible. How about we sit and we just watch a movie?
Yeah.
We don't
have
to talk.
But I also know for a fact that we have the friendship of me. I was like, it's mostly just me. Mostly just me being like, Ashley, I need space. And then it's Ashley, I'm feeling really needy. Ashley, I need space. Ashley, I'm really needy. Ashley, I need space.
And it swaps every really 20 minutes.
I need space. Like Ashley knows me so well that because, you know, obviously we talk like almost every morning, but like there's this certain time. There's like it's almost like it is like around like the same time frame, but like she'll hear it in my voice where I'm like, oh yeah, and then all of a sudden Ashley will just be like randomly, oh, you want to go? And I was like, yeah, I kind of do. And she's like, yeah, I know, it's your nap time. Like it's like it's like time for you.
The voice change.
So like I was like, it's time for you to like go rest.
You talk. There's this certain way that you talk when I know that it's not, but it's also so funny because there's a difference of I don't want to be talking to you anymore because I'm socially tired, because that rarely happens. And I'm tired and I want to go to sleep, but I still want to talk to you.
Yeah.
And that's normally what it is. And you're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, Kaylee. No, how about you go take a nap and we can call later? And you're like,
okay.
You're okay. Yeah. I don't know what. There's just a slight difference in your voice.
Yeah. It's like half the time it's like I don't actually take naps. I just like
you need a brain break.
I was like, I was like, it comes like a certain point in the day where I'm like, I just need
exactly.
Like I just need that, and I just like need to lay down. I just need to cuddle my dog. I just need to like chill, like zone out, listen to music, watch TV, like just have time for myself, because I was like, but I was like, Ashley is obviously very aware of that. I'm also like very aware of myself, and like you know, things like that where I'm like, hey,
and like there's certain times where like yesterday, like I was driving, I'm like, oh, I did call you. I was like, I'm gonna listen to music. I'm not in the mood to talk to people. And then like 5 minutes to 10 minutes passed, and I went, oh, I need to talk to Kaylee.
And you know what? Actually, I'm bored. I want to talk to Kaylee.
I'm bored. I love my music, but I'm bored. And I've been making, I've been making a playlist that's like songs that make me think of Silver Flint or them as like characters.
Gay.
Fuck me, dude. I literally been sitting there. I saw this. Hold on. This line.
I love this.
I was like, fuck, this was so good. Let me find this line.
This is so good.
Oh my god. Look how many notifications I have. Jesus Christ, people.
I mean, hey, sometimes the group is just there.
It is. Anyway, so the song is called Love Letter from the Sea to the Shore.
Okay.
And one of the lines is, I would die 1,000 times just to see you in another life. I was like, oh. That hurts.
Wrecked me immediately. I was like, oh my god.
I know. And it's so and it's like me. I'm reading a fan fiction right now.
Ashley's really into this fan fiction.
I'm really into it, and I love it because
it's been a minute. It's been a minute since Ashley
that I've been like in a chokehold, because I read one that's a post canon.
Yes.
That I just finished, because I kind of like I'll finish one and there's so many I need to read.
Is it post canon?
I'm trying to think. I think this one was post. It was post canon. It was a Black Sails post canon retelling of Treasure Island, and it was actually really good. It was really, really good, and I love they made, you know, Jim Hawkins, like the main character. They made him trans, and it added this
so
really
believable,
interesting.
though.
I know.
Actually, though,
I
like
love that. This
actually, yeah, that's really.
but
we should all make that canon.
Really
everybody like throw that in there. We should all make that canon
immediately.
Yeah,
it added this phenomenal conflict that I thought was so great. And just like seeing things that happen at Black Sails come together again.
Yeah,
like you know, so like that one was really good. But this one, it's a modern AU where like Silver owns a like a bed and breakfast. And then Flint like comes and visits and like always had like this gravitational pull towards it, but he was like, I don't know why, I just really like this place and I hate Nassau. I'm like and then so like they're there and then he ends up meeting Silver and like they're like it took me a second to get into modern AU with them, but now I really like it. It just adds a very different like dynamic. And there's one that like wrecked me and it's sitting right there because I have the physical version. I'm like, I can't reread that. I was dead. Anyway, but it's a reincarnation.
Sorry. I just thought about the cover and I was gonna say, that's the butt
the
cover.
Blue butt. Yes.
I was like, the butt cover one, and I was like, I'm so sorry that's right all you guys get. Yes. Yeah.
But it is very pretty art.
God, gorgeous. So gorgeous.
It's not short. No,
it's not short, but like
it's 500 pages.
Yeah, loved the
cover.
Like
the writing isn't small, but it's not big. But it's tight. So like anyway, phenomenal.
Beautiful.
This ruined me. I think about this on a daily basis. It was so good. Like there's this fuck me. I don't think you're ever gonna read it. There's this one scene that so like they're very 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 toxic in this like fanfic. Silver
like they're not already.
Take it to an extreme in a modern AU.
Okay.
Where Silver like he has a lot of trust issues.
Obviously.
And he's like believes full-heartedly that he's not lovable. Again, they got his character really great, but they made it to like the point where it's like I'm not lovable, and like he is like a drug addict, and he's has an alcohol use disorder, and like everything like that. And he gets with Flint, and and there's two timelines, and like past, present, and like they're happy and they're together and they're doing things, and then you have the present where they're broken up and fucking destroyed because they like it. Oh my fuck, it was so good. But there's this one scene in present timeline where because Silver's normally the bottom. Of course he is. That is canon in my head, and I will not hear anything else about that.
No,
anyway.
I agree. Because I was like, not like...
Because there's something... I don't know what it is, but because Silver needs control all of the time, that's where he would be okay with losing the control. And I'm like, I love that for him.
Which is also, actually, like, just within, like, the community, actually quite normal.
Yes, it is. But there's this scene... Oh my god. Literally, I think about this on a daily basis. Dynamic. It was so good. Anyway, where he ends up like, and mind you, at this point, they went through a big like breakup. Because like Silver stopped talking to him. Like he's like, I need space, I need to go. And Flint's like, what the fuck is happening? And then they don't talk for like a month. And Flint's like, you see him just wrecked, like sobbing on the floor. I was like, oh my god. Anyway, so then they like meet up, and now it's present timeline. They meet up and blah 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 blah. And like they see each other at like an event. They have sex. They see each other somewhere. They have sex. And like they kind of are like back together, but like not really. But like they're just being pulled to each other, but trying not to. It's like there's this huge push pull. And then there's this scene. Oh my god, it was awful. This one scene that it was Silver actually topping Flint as Flint is fucking sobbing because like Silver finally says like, I love you to him. And Flint's response is, please don't lie to me right now. That's not what I need. And I went, oh my god. And I was literally sobbing. Like, this destroyed me. But you're in Silver's head.
I'm not going to lie. I was like, not going to lie. Like,
you're like, this is selling me. Thank you.
It's like one of those things where it's like
and you're in Silver's head.
But
during
I
this
agree.
Scene. And he's like, in his face, like, no, I love you so deeply. I just can't show it. I don't know how to show it. I'm not lying. But he's all that's in his head. And then, oh god, they finish having sex. And then the next morning he gets up before Flint and he walks around the apartment looking at all of the little tiny, oh, there's the plant that like we got on our second date. That's the only one still alive. The other ones, Flint was never good at keeping plants alive. It's like, oh, here's like my scarf. I'm gonna leave my scarf.
Feel like Flint would ever be a plant
and it's just like him walking through the apartment.
Yeah.
And leaving before Flint wakes up. And I'm like, no, I can't. It destroyed me. It was so good. And I think about this on a daily basis. And I
was like, that line is so, I was like, honestly, that line is so good. It's like I love you. Don't lie to me. I don't need that right now. Oh God.
I know.
I'm not going to lie. I was like, love that.
I know.
Because I was like, that's so valid. That's so valid for somebody to fucking say, because it's like, to be quite honest, like there are always going to be some people there are always going to be some people that you love so fucking deeply.
Yeah.
And when you tell them and they say it back, you know it's a fucking lie, and you know that they don't, and it's okay. It's like it stings and it's shitty and it hurts, but you just have to be like, like don't fucking say it if you don't mean it. Like don't do that.
Oh God. And like just like him like he finally crumbles, shredding the urge and burying his face in Silver's scarf, washing the visceral memory levels of him, and sinks to the floor next to the bed, a sob fracturing in his throat. He weeps brokenly for long minutes, rubbing the soft material on his face as if it could substitute for the feel of silken curls. Me, I'm like, fuck. It's a very romantically written book, and I'm like,
I love that. Also love how much weeping is involved.
I mean, I literally, there were points in this book I had to
I'm a big weeper.
Because I read it on my phone. There were points in this book I had to put my phone down because I couldn't fucking see what I was reading. So I was sobbing
so much, yeah. I was like, honestly,
but anyway,
like, to be quite honest, only one book that I had ever like actually physically had to stop to
A Little Life.
Yeah, I was like, God. I had to stop. I had to stop because I was like, I can't listen. I can't see anything. I just need to stop for a second and sob my eyes out for like an hour. And then I can get back in it and like do it. Also, once again, like a little
Jude
light.
reminds me of Silver. Aspects.
Okay, I was like aspects, yes.
Aspects,
all the way?
Absolutely.
No.
Not all the way.
There are certain aspects where I'm like, yeah, okay, could be.
What a great
in a
book.
way. I don't know.
I'd have to reread it to fully say.
I don't actually know, because I do think that there are certain aspects. For instance, the idea that Jude denied his sexuality for a very long time. Not necessarily because of the person or because of like his necessarily like feelings, but more because of his trauma, where I feel like Silver denied his sexuality for a very long time because society said that it like because of his like internalized homophobia. I feel like Jude's
I feel like
was internalized homophobia, but really due to his trauma.
See, I think Silver's more rooted in internalized homophobia, but also from something that happened. There had to be a big event in his life, because know that we need to talk about this when we talk about Black Sails.
Yes. Do you want
to do a Reddit story?
Like, I was like, yeah. But also, like, let's just real quick. Number one, just because it is June and we are like obviously recognizing, Pride and things like that. Great media to watch that has amazing representation. Obviously, Black Sails. You guys should all go watch it.
You should.
Fantastic representation, fantastic storyline.
It's one of the best representation I've seen.
Sense8, fantastic. Loved it. Really good.
Oh, I just saw one that I thought was so good. What was it?
I also think that
I've not seen Heated Rivalry.
I haven't seen it. I heard it was really good. Haven't seen it.
I've heard Interview with the Vampire is really good.
I haven't seen it, but I watched the movie. I was like, I watched the original movie, but I didn't watch the show.
I've heard it's really good. And
I did hear that it was good.
Oh my god, I literally just watched something and I was like, this is so good. What was it? I don't remember. Those are my recs and I haven't even seen them.
Okay.
I mean, except for Black Sails. Then, I will always pitch that as a great
I was like, Black Sails, Sense8 I think is a great one. Hill House has, I think, really good representation and
Bly
very
Manor.
conflicting representation as well. Bly Manor is also really good. Book-wise, I think that you guys should really read A Little Life if you're ready to, like, rip your heart out and sob. Fantastic. Extremely sad, though, unfortunately.
We gravitate towards
I was actually
tragedy.
thinking about this, and I was like, what's really sad is I personally don't have any, like, happy...
Neither do I.
I'm like, I don't think I have any, like, happy, we're gay stories to recommend.
Yeah, it's like, arguably, there are parts of Black Sails that have happy,
You know gay. What? Oh, no, I can't say that, because I was going to say, Don't Let the Forest In was, like, kind of happy because, like, I was like in my head I was like they end up together, thinking. It's happy, and then I was like they don't, like, they end up together, but I don't know if that's happy.
God. That author just came out with a new book
as well as I was like, Don't Let the Forest In.
And also we'll probably be doing we just found out one of the books that we read in February has a sequel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, has a sequel.
That's exciting.
So we might be doing that. But, just in terms of representation, those are all some, like, really great media that we love and enjoy. I also think that, like, I think that, like, that's a fun thing.
We'll have recs for you every week that we can think of if we think of any more. But do you want to do a Reddit story and see how it goes?
Yes, let's do it, because I did want to read this Reddit story with you because I do have opinions already.
Okay, so this is from Am I the Asshole? Asshole. Am I the asshole for not telling my girlfriend I'm bisexual? Already starting off.
I was like, just the title. Depending on the circumstance, yes and no.
Yes, I agree.
I think that it is acceptable if you didn't know that you were bisexual when you started dating this person and you were, like, figuring this out and, like, are, like, trying to, like, figure out, like, where your sexuality lands. I think that it is appropriate not to tell them right away.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you were bi from the beginning and you didn't tell them, number one, my question is, why did your partner not ask? Because I think that is, like, number one thing. Number two, if I was that partner, I would be immensely, like, heartbroken and sad.
Yeah, and that's more of like I'm upset you didn't trust me. Yeah,
enough to, like, feel safe. Or like you didn't trust a relationship enough to be secure in that. Like, and I know that I would just feel, like, sad and, like, heartbroken because of that.
I agree.
But,
so let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, this is ridiculous, but she has explicitly asked me to ask the internet because she is convinced she is in the right.
Okay.
That's the first sentence.
Okay, so she thinks that he's an asshole then. Damn. Okay.
So my girlfriend, 24 female, and I, 21 male, were talking about school and our childhood a few days ago. I originally lived in England, but she's always been a Scotland girl, so we were comparing. I was showing her pictures of me and my mates from when I was 16 or 17, and she noticed me and my friends seemed a little close in some of the pictures, and even noted that I was sitting in his lap on one of them. So she asked me, and I just flat out told her that's my ex because it didn't seem like a big deal to me. It still doesn't. She got a bit annoyed and then asked me why I hadn't told her this before. I assumed this she was talking about was my ex, and I said, I hadn't really thought about him in a while because we were teenagers and I've moved away since then. She got more annoyed and said, not that, I mean that you liked guys. I got kind of confused because it's not something I hid from her. She's right. I never explicitly told her that I'm bi, but I have pins of the flag on several bags. We thirst over male celebrities together. Hell, the night we met, I was flirting with her male friend at the pub. This was lighthearted before we were dating, obviously. So anyway, I apologized for not telling her and asked her what the big deal was. She's not homophobic by any means, and I don't understand why she was getting so angry. I told her as such, and she stared at me blankly, appalled, as if I should know. She said she didn't like being lied to, which I didn't. She never asked, and it never came up. But, okay, I get why she's upset at that. I could be seen as hurtful, and she's sensitive. We both are, so I understood and apologized. Then she said that she couldn't believe that I had ever been with a guy and that it was weird. I asked her why it was weird, and she said that she's seen me.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Immediately.
That I've seen pictures with her and her exes, and I was okay with it. And she said the ex thing didn't bother her. It's that my ex was a guy. Okay, so she's homophobic?
Yeah, clearly. Me being like, well, I mean, I was like immediately contradicting statements. The moment that she was like, oh, like, it's not weird that you talk about, like, your ex, but it's weird that he's a guy. I'm like, what? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
what?
yeah. This baffles me more because, again, she's not homophobic. At least I didn't think she was.
Okay,
I love how this person's
sir.
writing.
Me, I was
she asked again if I had ever thought I was gay and not bi, and I said no. Said that I liked girls before I even knew I liked guys. Mm-hmm. She said she doesn't believe in bisexuality.
Me was
and that it wasn't a good look for the community or something along those lines. Oh my god. She said that I'm one. She said, well, I'm one, so here's the proof. So valid. The argument basically went around in circles at that point until we went to bed. We haven't really spoken properly since. Whenever I try, she interrupts me and tells me that she can't believe I was gay before I lied about it. Which, again, I'm not gay. I'm bi. I like girls. I like her.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to me because she won't even hear me out, and it just tells me she feels betrayed that I lied to her, and she thinks I'm just dating her because I don't want to commit fully to being gay, in quotes. Wow. She hasn't broken up with me as of yet, but I feel like she's going to if we keep arguing like this, and she won't let me get a word in. So, am I the asshole? Edit. Okay, so nothing has happened with the situation because it's the middle of the night, and I posted this a few hours ago, but it seems to have blown up a little bit. So I'm going to clarify and clear things up a bit. First of all,
I love that. How long have they been dating?
Yeah, let's see.
Thank you.
Those people think I'm going to give my girlfriend an STI, whatever the new name is, or convince I have AIDS or whatever, fuck off. Genuinely, I'm sorry. I don't like being mean to people, even over the internet, but far too many of you seem to have this thought. First of all, my girlfriend insisted we both take STI tests before we did anything because she got one from a previous partner and doesn't want that to happen again. Second of all of you convinced that I slept around with men and contract some deadly virus. I've never had traditional sex with a guy. The only guy I've ever been with was my first relationship with the ex I mentioned in the post. Thank you.
Yeah.
My only other relationship has been with a woman who took my virginity, which was the relationship, and the relationship only lasted a month. So stop. Now to clarify some points.
I really haven't dated a lot of people.
Yeah.
So very small sexual pool.
Yeah. So now to clarify some things. Yes, I know I should have mentioned I was bisexual to her once we started dating, but truthfully, it didn't even occur to me to. I am a little airhead and thoughtless sometimes. I'm not very good at communicating with people in general and can be quite thoughtless and annoying. Most of my friends back home are queer, and a lot of hers are too, from which they all said it when I met them for the first time. I also have been told that you can tell I'm bisexual by a lot of people by including my own parents. So with that, it completely didn't occur to me to tell her.
Parents, what does that mean?
Like her parent, like his parents were like, "Oh no, you're bi for sure."
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, as in like even their parents knew.
Yeah.
Got it.
So with
that's hilarious.
It completely didn't occur to me to tell her. I do know that it isn't really an excuse, and I should have told her immediately in the pursuit of transparency. I'm working on my communication skills and knowing when to be more mindful and mention things even if they don't seem important to me. I wasn't trying to hide it, and I wasn't trying to make her guess by leaving little hints here and there. Yeah. I thought it was obvious, so I didn't mention it. Clearly it wasn't, and I need to be more mindful. I would never lie to her on purpose to be malicious, so you don't do that to people you love. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 6 months. This is the reason it didn't come up in the beginning. The reason it didn't come up in the beginning of our relationship is because it was quite a whirlwind in the beginning. We met in December, and 4 days later, she began a week stay at my flat, so we moved quite fast. My girlfriend attends university close by and having a close job, so we maybe get to see each other over the weekend or maybe Friday night, but that's about it. So I like making most of my time with her, so we don't talk about serious stuff much at all.
Ugh.
People thinking that I'm going to cheat on her / think that I'm going to cheat on her. I hope I've made it clear to her that it isn't something that would ever happen. I love and adore her so much that it physically hurts when I don't get to see her over the week. I'm not interested in being with anyone else sexually at all because I'm not in love with anyone but anyone other than her. Majority of these comments are calling her homophobic, biphobic, and well, I don't really know what to think about that right now. I need to talk to her properly. She's a very emotional person, which is something I absolutely adore about her, but it does mean when she's angry, she lashes out. I need to talk to her about it all, and I need to talk to her friends. I'm not throwing this away if I'm not throwing this away if she's just lashing out or being ignorant. She's not an unreasonable person. She's the only person who knows my most recent ex, and she only knows about my most recent ex because she was asking about a scar on my forehead, and I told her the story, which it included. Yes, she does love me, and she doesn't care about my sex drive or lack thereof. She's not manipulative or gaslighting me. She just let me know when I've done things wrong, which I like because no one else ever tells me when I've done things wrong. I'm bisexual, not gay. She's not a beard. I like guys. I like girls. I love her. If I missed anything, it's because it's 3 a.m. and I'm tired. If you want further clarification, I will try to answer in the comments.
Oh my. Okay, first of all, I have thoughts and opinions.
I have so many thoughts and opinions. Okay. What does she mean by, like, even this comment right here says, it's not a good look for the community. What community is she the spokesperson of? Okay.
I mean, it's very unfortunate, but there's a lot of biphobia within our own community.
Biphobia is a huge thing on both sides.
And it is horrible. It is disgusting, and I don't think that they should exist. And I also feel quite personally about the situation, only because a lot of people who who hold those views as well, like towards pansexuals.
Yep.
I have heard it that like I have like dated some people that they're like, oh, you're just not gay enough for me, and I'm like, what the fuck? That made no sense to me. What does
that mean? Yeah.
But like, you could just say, hey, you're not the person I like. I was like, I'm just not interested. You're not gay enough for me. That's a fucking crazy ass statement. Number one.
Yes.
That's crazy. Number two, I think that a lot of people struggle with bisexuality because I'm glad that they made that edit, because it just shows the fact that a lot of people are like, oh, bisexual people, they cheat all the time. Like, they just can't make up their mind, and that's why they're bisexual. And I was like, that's unequivocally untrue.
Yes.
Number one, every person in the entire world has the potential to cheat on a partner regardless of how they identify sexually.
Yeah. And I remember, like,
end of the story.
I've had conversations with people about
that's how I feel about the cheating part of the statement.
No, literally. Because, like, I'm pan, you're pan, Avery's pan. Like, a lot of my people, like, friends around me are part of the LGBTQ plus community. And, like, I remember, like, people were like, oh, like, are you ever scared, like, that Avery would, like, cheat on you or, like, anything like that? I'm like, no, I'm just really lucky because they have a much wider range of people that they could date, and they chose me.
Yeah.
So look at that. So I love that. And it's like, also, as someone that's pan, I can't fathom cheating because I'm like, no, I'm like devoted to you. Just because it also irks me. Just because someone is bi or pan or like likes multiple genders or all genders, right? If so, that doesn't change your character on if you're going to cheat or not.
Yeah.
It's just,
and even if you like one gender, like I said, any person that like dates or is in a relationship has the potential to cheat. I don't care. That's it. That's it. That's all I care. Like that is the statement. I stand firm in that fucking statement. Cheating has nothing to do with your sexuality.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Some of the comments, not the asshole, but you're doing a disservice to with staying with her. She's not going to drop it. She's not going to suddenly not be biphobic. It sounds like you're better off just cutting your losses and finding someone else who is not a homophobic person.
I'm not going to lie. I think that he needs to break up with her.
I agree.
And
it's also so interesting. I think also circling back to she's a very emotional person and she lashes out. This isn't the first time she's like lashed out.
Lashed
Does
out.
that make sense?
It's also like one of those things where it's like hey guys, we're all adults. We need to go to therapy.
Yes,
I
go
understand,
to therapy, please.
And I understand the idea of being an extremely emotional woman. I understand that. Trust me, because I am an extremely emotional woman. I'm an extremely emotional person, just in general.
Yep.
I literally anything is like I get excited and overwhelmed, and I like the tone of voice like raises, or like I get really sad and I get like and I just start bawling. Like there's like certain things where it's just like
I can make Kaylee cry probably within 30 seconds. Easily.
It's very easy.
I also do the same thing.
But it's also like me. I'm very emotional, but I'm also like extremely sentimental, and I think that's also the reason why I'm so emotional.
But it's also the fact like someone here said. Like kind of quoting, she said to me,
get a word in.
Yep, that it's the this other comment said she said to me she didn't believe in bisexuality. She said that it wasn't a good look for the community. They said, yeah, I would have broken up with her on the spot. This girl's ignorant as hell and likely biphobic. I'm curious, how long have you two been dating? If you've been dating for literal like years, then the shock she had is more understandable, though it does not excuse her comments, not the asshole.
Yeah,
and then the person does say
it's like the fact that it's 6 months. So
yeah, we've been dating for almost 6 months. We haven't really spoken about things like that. We got together at Christmas.
The fact that it hasn't come up. Also, the thing that in my mind, another reason why I'm like, nah, you need to break up with her. You guys, I'm sorry. It seems like you guys have been officially dating for 6 months. So there was probably like a month and a half where you guys weren't official.
Yeah.
You guys have been dating for like, roughly 6 months, and you guys don't talk about anything serious because you think that it's not worth your quote unquote time. What kind of fucking relationship is that? Number one, immediately need to break up because you guys don't talk about anything serious, because that's ludicrous.
Yeah, because he is saying like in my mind,
I'm like, that's
I don't really
want
to throw. No, literally, I don't really want to throw it all away if something I could fix by like trying to talk to her properly. And then another person responded, she literally won't let you talk. Has continued to participate in by eraser to your face and literally insulted all of us by saying we weren't a good look for the community. That's not a nice person. I'm not allowed to use the word I would like for somebody like that. But dude, in my experience, you cannot talk like this with people around like that. But no, it's the fact that clearly she's lashed out before just from how he's worded things. Two, she's not letting him talk. And but like you said, it's so interesting that it never came up, but also I see his point of the view.
He did say that she never asked.
She never asked. But I also see it's like, was he being maybe a little bit ignorant and kind of going, I just kind of thought, like, she knew because I do think...
Here's the thing, is like...
But also, how did the ex never come up in 6 months?
Well, it wasn't his most recent ex. Like, that was clearly the ex that he dated in high school. So it's like I'm not gonna lie, like... That's true. No, you're not wrong. I haven't talked about like my high school ex
forever.
Why would that come up?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, why would that ever come up?
Yeah.
Like as an adult, I feel like me as an adult who's still dating, because Ashley is happily engaged and gonna get married and have a lovely wife and whatever.
With my other wife.
Yeah. Whatever. Whatever. I love you, Avery. Just to let you know, I love you, and I do hold a lot of value and things like that in your guys' relationship, and I
thank you, Kaylee.
just like let you guys know, as much as I give you guys a hard time. But as somebody who is dating still. You know, I kind of understand why that ex didn't come up, because for the most part you really just talk about like your most recent one, the one that like, you know, like the one that like you like most recently like have broken up with, because like that tends to happen more in conversation. The other thing about the sexuality thing is I am a little bit confused about why it didn't come up. I don't know if it was because like in my mind I'm like, well, did she know that you were flirting with her mate? Like, like the dude, like one of her dude friends that like, because like clearly she didn't clock that.
Or it could have been like, oh, they're just goofing around, like didn't like clock it in a sexual way or like romantic way.
I am confused because like if he's like, oh, like I have like quite a bit of bi pins, and me and her talk about like celebrities like that, and I'm like, in what way do you talk about celebrities?
So he said that we thirst over male celebrities together.
Yeah, and so it's like one of those things where it's like I guess like, once again, people can be ignorant about like flags and colors and things like that, but the bi flag has been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And it does seem like it is like one of those like more like flags, but it's also like damn, I just must be like a different type of partner, because I'm like,
I ask all of the questions.
Yeah, I'm like, I ask so many questions. So if you have a flag, like a pin of something that I don't know, and I'm like, hey, what is that? I see that you have multiple too, and the fact that he said that he had multiple of this like pride merch, basically, of these flags, I'm like, this person has multiple of this, and you didn't ask.
Yeah.
And or you didn't say that you didn't like bi people then?
Yeah, like how, like, and it's also really interesting, like, kind of also how he was like, yeah, like, I don't see her, like, so we don't talk about anything serious, and I'm like, okay, like, is there a reason why?
I don't love that.
I know that you and I, but we love those deep conversations. Like, you and I love deep, serious conversations. We also have goofy conversations.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But deep conversations are also very important. But,
yeah,
there is an update.
Also, before we get into the update, I think that he should break up with her.
Yes,
number one.
Okay, what do you think is going to happen? I think they're going to break up.
I hope they do.
I hope they do. I don't think they're going to. I hope they do, but I don't think they're going to.
I kind of think that he's going to stay in it for like another 6 months, and I think they're going to reach a year, and then all of a sudden he's going to feel this feeling, and it's one of those things where it's like it is heartbreaking to recognize that this person that you love and that you have invested so much time does not value you enough to recognize and see you for who you said you are and who you state that you are to the world and who you've openly shown them that you are many times. And it's one of those things where I had a partner that this was a very hard line that I had to draw, and I openly said, if you do this again, I will break up with you because you do not respect me enough to know me. And it is one of those things where it did come down to my sexuality. And it was one of those things where it's like, if you misidentify me again in front of everybody else, I will publicly break up with you. I don't care. I was very clear about it. And it was one of those things where it's like it was a conversation that came up for like a good 6 months until it reached that point where they did correct themselves because they knew how serious I was.
Yeah.
Because it got to that point where it's like hey, I've mentioned this before. I didn't like this in the past. Could you please get it right? And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I will really, really try. And then every single time they got it wrong, I would correct them in front of anybody and everybody. It didn't matter. And they would talk to me about how, quote unquote, embarrassing it is for me to correct them. And then I would talk to them about how embarrassing it is for me to have to correct you because you don't, once again, respect me enough to know me and to recognize who I am. And that's why I think that they should break up, regardless if she's quote unquote homophobic or not, because she's clearly biphobic.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think they're going to though?
No, I think that he's gonna, like I said, no, I think he's gonna like hold out for like a good 6 months and then hopefully break up within a year.
Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Yeah. Let's go.
Update. Okay, wow. I didn't think this would get a lot of attention, but it has. So I figured I'd let everybody know what's going on. It's quite long, so I apologize. I posted my initial post on Friday night. I haven't seen or heard from my girlfriend since Tuesday. I sent her the link to this post on Saturday afternoon and told her that once she's felt ready, I would like if she came over so we could talk about it in person. About 3 hours later, she was at my flat.
I'm sorry, that's really bold. I mean, okay, but then again, I guess she did say that we have to ask the internet. Yeah, she wanted the internet's opinion. Yeah. So I'm really glad that he did send her the post, that he's like, hey, I did what you asked. I followed through. These were like steps that we were going to take to like help resolve the situation.
Yeah.
Damn, she's not going to like those comments. She's going to get so offended. She actually might break up with him just off of the comments alone.
Yeah, so valid.
Like, not going to lie about it.
So she hadn't eaten and it was so late, so I cooked and we ate in silence.
Oh, good.
Eating in silence?
Well, first of all, number one,
but also love food.
First of all, what a man. Because
or
like
she hadn't
honestly,
eaten.
what a real human being. Because number one, we don't argue on an empty stomach because it gets really bad and it's not okay. And like,
and also I love how he's upset and he's like, I'm going to talk about this, but like, you need to eat.
He's still willing to take care of his partner, regardless.
I love that.
And regardless of if he feels offended or hurt, the fact that he is still willing to take care of his partner like that, I think genuinely says that he is a good person. Like, genuinely.
I agree.
What a good man. Anybody cooking me food?
No, literally. She didn't look really mad, but she obviously wasn't happy. Once we finished and I cleaned up, she told me that she was sorry. She has ignored me for 4 days. I told her that it was fine and that that's wild. And that she didn't need to apologize as she clearly needed space. I decided to bite the bullet and just get into it.
Hold on. Ashley, pause your reading for a second. I only think that it is appropriate if she stated that she needed the time and she needed the space. Yes. I think that it is incredibly not okay for somebody to say,
to ghost you for 4 days
for somebody, no reason, for like, literally your fucking partner, but to ghost you for 4 fucking days. Because once again, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Because it's like if you needed space, because like your partner is there to like.
I was like, one of my exes used to do that, and I was like, I cannot do this. Like when you ghost me for 3 days and you won't tell me what the fuck is happening, I fucking lose it.
Yes.
But also, I'm a very like anxiously attached person. I am like a overthinker, like to the fullest degree, and I need that communication.
Yeah.
And
again, it could be it's really just as easy as like, hey, like, I need to think about this for a bit. I need space for a couple days.
Yeah. I think that that's okay as long as that's stated. But here it's very clear that it wasn't stated. But also it's like he's a very emotionally intelligent person and deeply cares about her to the point where he understands and can recognize that that's okay in their relationship dynamic.
Yeah.
But I think that she has a lot of growing up to do and she needs to go to fucking therapy. Yeah. Period.
Because I think it's also, you see a lot of people.
Like, and also he needs to go to therapy after this.
Yes, he really does.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of people like that write posts like this that paint like, because obviously this is really from one perspective.
Partner to be not.
But they're always from one perspective because it's one person writing it. Unless you get one where like, because I've seen a couple where it's like,
I love it when the other person chimes in.
It's so good.
I love it.
It's so good. Anyway, but so you're always going to see one perspective. But I love how he's really just like kind of going like, no, like she just needed space. Like, and it's like not painting her as a monster, just kind of laying out what's happening. Which proves once again that he is a very emotionally intelligent person and very well worded
and just like emotionally aware
too. Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, get back into it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out because it's like he did say that it was okay, but I personally believe that it's not okay unless it was stated. Yeah. Because it's like hey, I need some space. I'm like, I really think that it should be stated clearly. I know that sounds really bad, at least for me. Clearly, how many days you're gonna need.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of those things where it's like hey, I'm gonna need a couple of days. I just like need like 1 or 2 days to do this, and then I will reach back out when I am ready. And if the time frame exceeds longer, I'll let you know. And I was like, but also that's just how I communicate with my partners.
Same.
Because I am also that bitch that needs some fucking space.
But so far you tell them, so it's very different.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Anyway, so I decided to bite. So I decided to bite the bullet and just get into it. I apologized for not telling her properly this time. I told her I shouldn't have assumed that she'd be okay with it because I had expected her to. I told her that even if I don't think it was a big deal, or even if it didn't cross my mind that I had to tell her, I understood that it was clearly dishonest of me, and I didn't, and that I don't really have a good excuse of why I didn't. I try to never lie to her, especially about important things, and while I don't see this as lying, I now do see that it could be interpreted as that, or that I've got things to hide. I told her as such, and she told me to stop apologizing. She explained that she read my post as well as the comments. I asked what she thought about it. She was quiet for a minute before she told me she didn't like her people calling her homophobic, and that she didn't think that she was being that. She just didn't understand how a person could be bisexual. I tried to stay calm because I could see she was overthinking and getting upset. I told her I don't think she's homophobic either, not as a whole anyway, and I tried to explain it to her simply. I didn't want her to think I was speaking to her like a child or that I was being condescending, but I did use simple terms to make it sure there's absolutely no room for misinterpretation.
Yes.
Love that.
Love it. Love it. Very clear, very concise. Okay, sir.
But I asked her, but you understand how guys can like girls and how girls can like guys? And she said yes. And then I told her, do you understand how a woman could like another woman and how a guy could like another guy? She said yes again. And so then she was like, sorry. She asked then why she doesn't think it could be possible for girls to like guys as well as women. She didn't really say anything, and I could see the cogs turning in her head. She said I couldn't see how you could like both, or how humans are hardwired to only like one gender. And so if I was saying that I like guys first, and by her logic I'd only be attracted to one gender, then I must be gay. I was very confused because I'm not a scientist by any means, but I definitely know that this isn't true. I asked her where she heard this, and she told me an old friend who she met at her job was a major LGBTQ activist and was explaining things to her. I told her that that's not right. She told me it was. I asked her what possible evidence she could have for that. She didn't have any besides for the fact that this friend was deep into the queer community. I don't know her sexuality. I didn't ask.
I need the number of this friend.
Yes.
I was like, no. Then we're going to call up this fucking friend right the fuck now.
Yeah. And that I'm not really involved. So she is more inclined to believe this old friend rather than me. I was hurt, of course. Really hurt that she didn't say this, but I didn't get mad because then we would both mad and upset, and we'd be exactly in the same place we were 5 days ago. So I decided to change tactics. Wow, what a man.
What an extremely emotionally intelligent person. Like, not even wow, what a man. Damn.
So
the
emotionally
level
smart.
of emotional intelligence that is happening right now in this circumstance. I'm like,
insane.
This is fantastic. Love this for this
because
person.
It's like I don't want to get upset because if we're both upset, we're going to be where we were a couple days ago. So I need to change what I'm doing to calm myself down, make sure to keep the situation calm, and hopefully have her understand that her friend was fucking wrong.
I agree.
I asked her if she had I asked her that if I've had a boyfriend and if I'm not secretive about liking guys, why on earth I'd be dating her. She told me that me admitting that I like guys clearly shows that I'm expressing a kind of attraction that wasn't an issue for me. So why would I be using her as a cover? And why what would be the point of using her as a cover if I was gay first? She told me it's because I was embarrassed. I asked her about what. She said that you like guys, and I told her I'm not embarrassed. I asked her again if I looked embarrassed at any point on the day this went down. I asked her if I looked embarrassed now. She reluctantly said no. So I asked her again. I asked her why I would agree to and actively pursue dating her if I wasn't attracted to girls. She got mad at this point, but I eventually managed to calm her down again. We took a breather, we went to my room, and she went to my balcony, and when we reconvened back in the living room, she asked why I was dating her. I told her because I loved her. That's why. I told her that because I thought she was funny, smart, and gorgeous, and that she had so much life in her that I found it a privilege to be even to even be near her and let alone date her. She told me that she believed me, but she still didn't understand. She asked if it was a phase then in school, and I told her no. I told her plainly, I'm attracted to girls, I'm attracted to guys. She asked me if this meant I wanted to date a guy instead of her. I told her no. I asked if she wanted to date guys as well as her. She asked if I wanted to date guys as well as her. And again, I said no. She asked why I was so determined to be acknowledged. She asked why was I so determined to be acknowledged as bisexual then? I told her that it's a fact about me, just like I love books and the color purple, and that's why, and that I hate the smell of grape scented felt tips. I told her that all those were facts about me too, but they didn't affect our relationship, so neither should this one. I asked why it bothered her so much besides the whole not believing in my sexuality thing. Wild sentence to write. I said, I know it's more than that because you wouldn't have gotten so angry if it wasn't just that. She explained that she thought me telling her was my way of hinting that I was going to break up with her. I laughed and asked, in what world did that make sense? I had told her because she asked, and if that was going to break up with her, which it wasn't going to happen, then I would have just done it and not been cruel or dragged it out. She said she thought of me saying she said that she thought me saying I was bisexual and not her thinking that it was a real thing was me trying to take the easy way out, so she got mad. It was almost 2 a.m. on Sunday by the time we got to this point. We decided to stop and carry it out in the morning. When I woke up, I was worried and tried to prepare my points in my head like I do before I say anything important, but I really didn't have to. My girlfriend walked back into the bedroom with 2 mugs. She made me sit up and handed it to me with the promise that she could speak first. I nodded and took the mug. She sat next to me and said that she didn't sleep well, that she couldn't stop thinking about everything. She said she still doesn't.
I hope that she didn't fucking sleep well, that fucking bitch. Sorry.
She said she still didn't understand it, not really, but that she loves me and she knows that I love her, and that she was going to try to understand it because she didn't want to lose me or what we have, and that she didn't want to be. Didn't like to be ignorant. I thanked her and said I'd send her some resources. So you guys have anything that explains bisexuality or anything in that vein, please send them to me. We agreed that we would try and push past this, that we would make sure to tell each other everything from now on, no matter whether it seemed important or not. She's taking counseling at her university and trying to manage her anger and controlling her emotions. That's the end of it for now. We're obviously in rocky waters, and if anything happens and people want me to update, I will. But I think that's basically all of it. Our talk on Sunday morning was long, but I summed it up the best I could. Also for people asking me to ask her friends about if they knew this behavior, I asked one of her friends whose number I had. She said that this wasn't an issue in the few years ago, but she suddenly started asking around the same time she had met that girl from her old job. Apparently everyone in the friend group had called her stupid or something for believing that, but that's all that really happened. I asked who this old coworker was, but I haven't gotten a reply yet. That's the end of it. Thank you.
First of all, love that the friend was also like, nah, like, yeah like she like mentioned that, but like we all told her that it was fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But the fact that like her friends openly were like, yeah, this is a dumb view to have, like, don't hold that view. And she was like, no, I really believe this. I'm like, what a fucking...
Yeah.
Okay.
And also some comment.
Really,
this one's really funny.
Glad that she's going to the counseling.
I love that. Also, I agree with this comment. OP, you had the patience of a saint here.
Oh my god. I was also going to say, I was like, holy fuck. Like, this man is very emotionally intelligent and has so much fucking patience. Like, fuck. Especially for like a 21-year-old. Like,
yeah,
it's like not easy to have like that much patience. Like, you know, and everybody's at a different time in their life and are struggling with different things, and like the transitional period from like college or like you're in your second year of college or like, you know, you're
it's a big phase of your life.
I was like, it's just like a huge transitional period of your life. But like, wow, patience of a fucking saint if I ever saw one.
Yeah,
that is insane. Also, like, definitely me, I was like, I feel like he's definitely done therapy. The fact that he was like, yeah, she just seemed like she was getting more upset, and then I felt myself getting frustrated, so I needed to change tactics. And I was like, amazing,
good, go off.
What a therapy thing ever. I was like, is he majoring in psychology?
I know. But so then not only is she ignorant, but she's clinging to her ignorance. She's actively pursuing a harmful misconception, and she's invalidating part of your identity. I like both is not a hard concept to understand. The fact that she's struggling with it means she doesn't want to believe you. It should trouble you that she'd rather believe that you are mistaken about your own sexuality, then change her mind. I wish you the best of luck, but this seems like a setup for heartbreak if she doesn't pull her head out of her ass immediately. And then someone said, it's like thinking someone can like only cats or dogs or chocolate or vanilla. Plenty of people like both, and that's okay. That's a great comparison.
No, but I mean, like, that is what that is. But it's also like the idea of like, I feel like a lot of it comes from, you know, like a lot of people have to recognize and wrestle with their own, like, either like with their own like sexual like thoughts, and like almost like the sexual dissonance between like how they like identify and then like what they think about. Because like we've all met a straight person who was like, damn, that person's really hot, but they're like, but I'm straight, and you're like, okay, sure, that's odd.
It's like the okay,
the like I like, you're just like not ready to like think about that yet. It's like very clear, like the way that like you're talking and the way that you're stating things like that. It's like it's very clear that you're not ready to recognize this idea that you could potentially like both. That like you could like somebody else outside of who society says that you're supposed to like, as well as I do think that it's very unfortunate, but when we come into relationships with like bisexuality, pansexuality, and you know, sexualities of this nature, where it is the of two or more gender, or of no gender, or of like, you know, like of, you know, of like things like that, where it's like the, you know, you have no gender preference or you have a gender preference. It does come down to the idea of there are some people that regardless if they are straight or if they are, you know, just gay, or like if they're strictly like, you know, gay in whichever way like they want to identify as, that there are some people that unfortunately have such a low self-esteem that can't wrestle with the fact that, and it did seem like, especially like the way that she was asking these questions about like the, well, do you love me? The, like, this man like, literally just stated what a beautiful, amazing person you are, and how he is like blessed to be in the presence. Like to even be in the same room that you breathe that same fucking air, and you're gonna look him dead in the eye and say, well, you're clearly lying. Like the like and it's the like oh well, why are you not gay though? And you're like,
how she kind of was like, oh, like I got really mad because I thought that you were taking the easy way out and like breaking up with me.
And I think like that was the thing, is it's like, it's also like the idea of like the fact that she even stated that, where it's like the I think this is not the I think also like one of those things where it's like the, going back to my main point about why a lot of people struggle with bisexuality, pansexuality, like sexualities like this, is because unfortunately they are extremely insecure, and it's almost like that heartbreaking moment of when you realize that that person's potential pool to cheat just got exponentially larger. And it's one of those things where it's like if you are a really insecure person, and this happens in monogamy and as well as within polyamory. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it. Jealousy happens anywhere, doesn't matter like the type of archetype of relationship you have. But I also think like this is where, like, you know, the idea that your partner could, you know, date a man or date a woman, or like, you know, like there are like, I mean, I've met like, you know, some lesbians who are like, oh, I dated a bisexual woman and it really hurt because right after me she dated a man, and so clearly all she wanted to do was be with a man. And in my mind I'm like, no, that doesn't make any sense. But, like, I understand that you're coming from a place of hurt
and
of low self-esteem. So right now, you may not be able to consider the fact that that's not actually the case.
Yeah.
That just so happened to be the person that they liked next. Like, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
That,
I kind of like you said, like, I understand in the sense of, like you said, the pool, like, if let's say he were to cheat and you already are insecure.
Yeah, and you're like, oh man, like
bigger.
Oh, like, you could only cheat with women. And then you're like, oh, you also like men too? And then it literally gets exponentially bigger. And so it's like the idea of that, or it's like the idea of then, and then, like, unfortunately with this, I feel like there's going to be a lot of policing of who he's talking to, who are his friends, who he's hanging out with.
Yeah.
And that's the part where I'm like, this is where, like, things get dicey, because then you're like, I'm dating this person, and they're like, now they're regulating and they're controlling who my friends are, who I can and can't talk to, how late I can go out, like, things like that. And it's like, that's not the type of relationship anybody should be in.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Very well worded.
How long ago was this posted?
364 days ago.
So it's almost been a year. Somebody needs to drop in the fucking Reddit comments, we need a year update. Are you guys still fucking together? Because I know.
I went to his profile and he has it hidden. He's posted 5 posts, but I don't know what those posts are. I know there's 2. I don't know what the other 3 are.
It's okay.
So if you guys know, I'll drop the link in the description, and if you guys know, please, it'll be great.
Yeah. I was like, I need to know if they're still together, because, like, I think that's, like, an unfortunate thing that but it's also, like, one of those things where it's like I also think that the biphobia is truly, like, that bi and pansexual phobia is truly, this is going to sound really bad, I don't think that it has anything to do with being gay or being straight. I don't think that it has anything to do with the sexuality of that person.
Yeah.
I think that, really, unfortunately, it has everything to do with a person that holds that value that they are, like, biphobic or panphobic. That it's really unfortunate, but it just shows that they're very deeply, deeply insecure.
Yeah.
And very deeply not only insecure in themselves, but deeply insecure in the people that they trust and in their partners and in their relationships and things like that they really need to wrestle with that. Gotta wrestle all those feelings around.
All of the feelings.
And it is one of those things where it's like that is something that I do feel like happens quite often. It is like one of those things.
Like,
I do think that he should have mentioned it fucking sooner.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say that he's not the asshole for not mentioning it sooner, but I also don't think that he is the ass. But I also think I was like, I think they're both assholes in different ways.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think anybody's not the asshole in this situation. I think he is the asshole for not telling her. You guys have been together for fucking 6 months?
Yeah.
6 months and this bitch doesn't know your sexuality? What the fuck? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, does she even know, like, how old you are? Like, does she know your birthday? Like,
yeah, I do think,
I'm confused.
I think,
like, has she met your family?
I do think he's unintentionally the asshole.
Yes.
From what he's, just because he's like, oh, like,
well, yeah, which
I
is why
really
I think
just
that
thought
both of them are the assholes.
Yeah.
I was like, I think both of them are the assholes.
Because I think he's coming from more of, like, an ignorant, like, oh, like, I mean, I have the flags everywhere. You saw me flirting with the guy. My parents know. Like, people just know this about me. Like, it's just kind of a known fact that I don't really like. I'm like, oh, it's fine.
Yes, inadvertently, he is the asshole.
Yes, but she's also the asshole just from, like, one, it's the communication aspect of you didn't tell him you were disappearing for 4 days. And again,
I was like, that's a personal opinion.
It's not a hard concept to understand that you can, like,
for some people it really is.
That's true.
Like, for some people, it truly,
and especially
truly
if she had that friend that like was a major like rights activist, like
quote,
say
quote,
like quote quote
rights activist, because clearly they were fucking wrong. I was like, I don't know saying what fucking that, like, rights I guess, like, they're talking
if
about.
That's like the first time you kind of heard of bisexuality, and that's like your first exposure to it. That's what your view is going to be.
Then that makes sense.
I just hope either they work through everything and she's fine, or that he found someone that.
No, I honestly think that they broke up. I know that sounds really bad, but I think that they broke up because I think that they realized that they, even though it doesn't matter how much you guys love each other, that just wasn't meant to be. If your values don't align, I'm so sorry. I keep like tapping the bottom of my mic, and that's the little like scratchy sound that you guys keep hearing. So I apologize for that. I'm very like active today, I guess.
Me, I think like, Kaylee's awake.
I've been awake for forever.
No, but I did, like, I literally had this feeling at like 6:30 my time. This is so funny,
so hard,
because I had this, because she's 3 hours behind me. I had this feeling at 6:30 in the morning. I'm like, I feel like Kaylee is awake, and randomly Kaylee did not text me. I didn't check Instagram. I like not like she wasn't active or anything. I had this feeling.
I did. I stayed off.
I just had this feeling. I was like, she's awake, and then I was like, and then like a couple hours passed. I'm like, I feel like Kaylee's gonna text me that she wants to like schedule like our filming a little sooner. And then she did, and I literally texted her. I'm like, that is so wild, because I literally had and you're like, yeah, I woke up around 3:30. I'm like, Kaylee, that's when I felt you awake.
That's so funny that
I don't know what it was.
Kaylee's awake right now.
Kaylee's awake.
My senses are tingling.
They were. I don't know how that happened, but that's what happened.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like I was like, I kind of hope that they broke up.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like both of them are really young, so like they can, you'll be fine. It's okay.
Yeah. I hope that they both find someone that like helps them flourish.
And here's the thing is like, it seems like there's so much love within the relationship. Depending on how they break up, they could actually like, remain friends and like remain like part of each other's lives. Because I feel like, honestly, that is sometimes it is really nice. Like of course it takes a little bit of time to be able to be friends again.
Yeah,
and like
for sure
do that. But like once the initial time passes, and then like you guys like can be friends, and like that is good, then sometimes those friends are like the best friends that you really can talk to about like legit things that you probably wouldn't talk to like other people, because you're like, hey, you know me because you know me from like this very specific aspect.
Yes.
Like, like how I am in a relationship, so like, can you give me some relationship?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But it's also like the idea of like, maybe they do make it. Maybe they do make it, because he's literally one of the most patient people.
He was so emotionally intelligent. I know, that was wild.
I was like, yeah, he's definitely gone to therapy, but he should continue to go to therapy.
Yes, I agree. I
think he needs to continue to go to therapy and things like that. And
I agree.
It's also like I'm actually really glad that she got offended. I'm glad that she got offended when people were calling her homophobic. I'm really glad, because that is like the term, like that's like, I mean, obviously a sign saying that so you do recognize that something is bad, that something is wrong, and that something is off, and that something needs to change. Like, and things like that.
They also should go to couples counseling.
True.
But
I do think personal. It's really hard. Okay, so it's really hard, especially like when they're 6 months in. It's like the idea of
I feel like that's so early
when you're 6 months in, you're just so early on. I do think that couples counseling is extremely beneficial, regardless of how long you've been together, and regardless if you're like in preparations to get married.
I do think that you should go to couples therapy while you're like preparing to get married, just because like
oh god yeah.
Like, I think that, like, the year
you need like, to do that.
Going, like, getting your wedding planning and everything, one, it's a very stressful time.
Well, yeah, 2, you should be in therapy at that time.
You should. But it's the couples therapy, so it's like, you are going into this new, because, like, obviously you're in the relationship before, but you're going into the marriage part.
Yeah, but it's a different dynamic in a way.
It is a different dynamic, and it's also the You can still leave. Divorce is possible, but breaking up is a lot fucking easier than divorce.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And so it's like there's not all this legal aspects that you have to go through when you get married, like if you have to break up when you're married. So it's like I think like when you get engaged, you should go to couples counseling and like really like make sure you're all on the same page. Make sure everything is like where you want to. You learn how to communicate with each other even more and even more on like this emotional level. Yeah. And you have a mediator there. If something isn't great, it's nice to have a mediator sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I do think that people should go to couple counseling. I do think that like, you know, if you guys are pretty serious, like within like the first year, but like there's like some like patches that you really want to work out, I don't think that there's anything wrong with starting like couples counseling like after a year or like in like it like within like, you know, like even like before a year, and like also, at like the 7th, 8th mark, like
couples counseling,
but like it is literally for everybody. It doesn't.
It is, and it's also couples counseling does not mean that there's problems. Have a failing relationship. It means, hey, I really love this relationship and I wanted to nurture even more.
Yes, I also agree with that because I was going to say,
that you and I have talked
you don't
about,
have to go to couples counseling. When you have problems. Actually, you should go to couples counseling before you have fucking problems so that you know how to navigate those fucking problems when they come up in your relationship.
Exactly.
Me,
I know that you and I have talked about where I was like, if something happened, I would drag you to a couples therapist.
And that's also why I'm like, oh, like, I don't know if we would ever have a friend breakup because not only would we personally talk about it for literal hours, I know for a fact that both you and I would be so down to go to like therapy together. And then like they're like, oh, so how long have you guys been dating? We're not. We're best friends.
But we need to talk about it together.
But we need a mediator because this is crazy.
Yeah. And that's why it's like
something like that. Actually, you know what? I for some reason think that we might have a friendship breakup if like I don't know, one of us murders like somebody, like
I feel like it depends
just
on
like
the person.
In general. Well, I know that's why I said murdered somebody. You know,
because that would help you hide a body
for sure. But like it just depends. I'm just saying like I feel like something like that.
But like in the realistic terms, where that wouldn't happen. Like
in the realistic terms, that's not gonna fucking happen. Dude, that's crazy.
For the court of law, we're not murdering people.
Yes. But for actual, like, everybody, we're not thinking about murdering anybody. Like, no, we have not hidden any bodies. And no, we would not help each other because we know that that's aiding and abetting and accessory and blah, 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 blah. And we would definitely go to the cops and not call each other ever. For sure. I agree.
But it's like, if we're talking in like a realistic term where it's like something like everyday life and like we're not going into like these extremes where like you murdered somebody, like you hurt my dog or something, because that would never happen. Like those are things that would never ever happen, right? If we're talking about everyday life situations that would, potentially cause like friend breakups and stuff, one, I can't, like, I literally cannot even, like, create situations where we wouldn't be able to talk it through. Because we do and that's talk the thing. So like, much. Even in my mind, I'm like, I can't think of a single thing where I'm like, because you
really would just go to fucking couples therapy. That's actually, I mean, you're not actually wrong about that. We really would.
We would, because we put so much, like, I can't lose you. You know what it's like? It's the, no, I'm not willing to lose this friendship.
I was like, because like we both have invested so much and we are both very determined people and we both don't let things go easily at all ever.
No, we do not. But we also do have firm boundaries. And if you cross a boundary, it's like a no. But we also respect each other's boundaries.
Yeah, it's like the we have firm boundaries, but we respect each other's boundaries. But it's like also it's like one of those things where it's like even if you broke a boundary, I don't think that we couldn't talk about that.
We would talk about it, and if I broke a boundary, it would be like, oh god, like I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and like, I didn't realize. Is I feel like there would be I was like there's like so many things where I'm like I don't know I can't
pass it. So you're stuck in the long haul with me, Kaylee. Sorry.
Damn, that sucks.
I know.
Fuck me. Ugh.
You hate me.
God, I fucking hate her. She's the worst. Ugh.
But yeah, I love you, Katie.
I love you too.
But thank you guys so much for coming to our little void. We had so much fun.
Yeah.
The Reddit story was so much fun.
The Reddit story was a fun.
Let us know what you think, and if you'd like us to continue that, because that was fun for us at least. So we'll probably at least do another one where it's like a fully dedicated episode. So we could do like 2 or 3 stories, so we can just like talk about it like multiple stories and see how that goes. But if you guys like it, also if you find other posts of this man, please let us know.
Yeah. Also, if you guys figure out if this man is together with this lady still, please let us know. I want to know.
Please.
I need to know if they're still together. It's like, it's been a year. Are you guys still together?
Yeah, we need to know. It's important information.
I want to know now.
But we also do have some fun things cooking up that hopefully we'll be announcing soon. Be sure to check out our Sunday episodes where we're talking about Beguiled, which is we're in the climax of the book, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's quickly ending, and I am still screaming 95% of the time.
I mean, we have like less than an hour left, and I'm like, wow,
immediately
that's freaking
crazy.
Out. I'm so excited to see what happens. But if you guys could like, comment, and subscribe, hit all of the buttons, that'd be fantastic. We do have a Buy Me a Coffee and an email list if you'd like to support us in that way. That'd be fantastic, and we'd really appreciate it. But other than that, I have nothing else to say. You?
Nope, and I think, the last thing that we have to say is...
What did the void say to you?